Hi there and welcome back. It's Lisa from Critters'n Designs in Ontario, Canada. And I just thought I made a really cute card this afternoon, so I thought I'd pop on and just share this card. It was my friend Verna Mullen, who is a Stampin' Up demonstrator in the United States, made one the other day. And I just thought I would try and make one myself today. I needed a break from quilting, and so I did, and oh my gosh, it's the cutest darn thing. A couple of things I want to share just before we get going is one, during the month of February, if you join my team, you will receive for free one of these. Oh, look at my dirty paper here. Let me take it off. One of these stamp positioners, which are not available anywhere else, for free. It will automatically be added to your order. And they will be available at some time, we understand. I have no idea when, but it is the cutest thing. And you can actually see I've done a video on it, and I love it. I have several positioners, and I gotta tell you, this is my favorite one. So to join my team in Canada, you can choose $165 worth of product, pay for $135, and in Ontario, there's no tax, and you will not pay the shipping on that particular order. And then any orders after that, you automatically get 20% off anything that you order, and you can still earn, God, I can't even talk today. You can still earn your reward points. And I actually, as a demonstrator, I was able to order one of these because currently the only way to get one is to join Stampin' Up as a demonstrator. But as a demonstrator, we were able to order these a couple of weeks before the promotion went live. And I actually used my bonus points, or not my bonus points, my reward dollars, and got it for free. All I had to do was pay the shipping. So those reward points add up. They're great. Another thing too is the March paper pumpkin. I haven't even opened. I got my paper pumpkin, my February one, the other day, and I have not had time to open it. I have not had time to do any stamping whatsoever actually lately. But the March one, let me just go down to my desk and I'll show you this. It's really cute. The March one is called Fluttering Garden, and it's got hummingbirds. And I can't wait to see it. It's really, really cute. I love hummingbirds. We have them all over our yard in the summertime. And then also optionally, there are the Beautiful Blooms add-on dies, which you have to be a subscriber. Oh, there we are. You have to be a Stampin' Up, not a Stampin' Up subscriber. Honestly, you can tell I haven't done this for a while, right? You have to be a Paper Pumpkin subscriber in order to order them. However, you can get around that if you'd like a set of the dies. Let me know, and I'll get you one. In Canada, I believe they're $18. And then, so if I have to ship it to you, it would be about $21 or $22 to ship it to you with, tax and shipping. So this is the card that we're going to make today. Look at this. So it's just a little 4x4, but watch. Ta-da! Look at how stinking cute this is. Oh, isn't that cute? Oh my gosh. When my friend Verna did it with Cute as a Bug, and I will link her video. Oh, it's stuck. I will link her video. Get in there. There we go. So that you can see the Cute as a Bug one, because oh my God, it's so, so cute. But isn't that pretty? And then I did another one using the Lovely Bloom. I think it's called Lovely Blooms. So I did this one, but I mounted this one on a 4x5 1/4 piece of cardstock. Isn't that cute? There. I just think these are the cutest things. So they're super simple to make. So why don't we make one? So to make one, I am going to be using I bought this, and I actually bought a couple of rolls because I just think they're so beautiful. of the Extraordinary Flora washi tape. And the Extraordinary Flora also has a die and a stamp set. So what you could do if you wanted to is take this stamp set and actually stamp like a black, there's no black on the washi tape, but what you could do if you wanted to is stamp the black outline over the flowers on the washi tape, because this matches the washi tape. I've never done it, but I, you know what I did see? Oh, my camera is all weird here. I did see some, I did see someone who actually did it like a gold heat embossing on here using the stamp over top of the washi tape, and it looked stunning, absolutely stunning. So we're not going to use the stamps today, but we are going to use the die. And we're also going to use the dies from Lovely Arrangements. Where is my Lovely Arrangements? So here is the bundle, the Lovely Arrangement bundle. So I used this die to create the front of the card on the washi tape. Isn't that cute? Isn't that fun? All right, so let me get organized. What you're going to need is, obviously, we're going to need the washi tape, and we're going to need some basic white cardstock, and I'm just thinking if I should use, no, this should be fine. So I'm just going to use, I pre-cut my basic white. Whenever I am running low, I always pre-cut my basic white into 4 by 5 1/4. Sometimes I cut it just in 4, so you get like 5 1/2 by 4 1/4. But these are 4 by 5 1/4. And you know what? Actually, I think I will cut into 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, because it'll just give me a little bit more room for the washi tape length, because I noticed with the 4 I was like cutting off the edge of some of the flowers. Not that that matters that much, but so 4 by 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. And then I'm also going to use the adhesive sheets. So the adhesive sheets come, I just keep them in like a 12 by 12 holder, but they come like this. They're 6 by 12, I believe they're 6 inches. And so we're going to use a sheet of these, because when you have your flowers on here, if they're sticking up, if you don't get glue right to the very edge, it won't slide nicely. So it's not sliding nicely now. Come on, behave. There we go. So I put adhesive sheet at the back so that it would be completely stuck down. And then also for my little banners, I also used the adhesive sheet behind it. And I'm going to show you how I did that so that you can create multiples. I've got my banner sayings here, and I have tons of them already made, but I'm going to show you how to do them in bulk. So let's grab a piece of the adhesive sheets, and keep all your little pieces, because sometimes you just need a little tiny piece. All right, so I'm going to keep that, and then let's make some room here. It doesn't take long for your desk to turn into a nightmare, does it? Not at all. All right, so, oh, I got a happy birthday. Okay, so I am going to take a piece of the washi. Now this washi, this particular one, we have 2 sets of washi. One is this one, the Extraordinary Flora. And you can see it's 2 colorways. So this one is like pinks and berry burst. And then this one is strawberry slush. Oops, see, Strawberry Slush. And you can see this one is more like Pretty Peacock, and then this one is more like Old Olive. So there's two different colorways. So I'm just going to grab a pair of scissors. And I'm going to cut in between the two colorways here. And then I'm just going to lay it down on my cardstock. Like that. And then I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing with the pink one. Now I have lots cut out. I have a whole bunch of it cut out, but I just want to show you how easy it is to do this. It is so easy, and oh my gosh, it's so pretty. So let's go ahead. I'm going to put this down at this end. And then I'm just going to cut in between the two colorways like this. Oops. If you get a little wrinkle in there, you can just lift it. There. Ta-da. So simple. All right. So the other thing I want to do is I'm going to... I thought I had a piece. That's okay. I'm going to trim this down, and I'll tell you why I'm doing that. I'm going to be frugal with my adhesive sheets, so I don't need to have, excuse me, I don't need to have adhesive sheet on this part because I'm not going to be cutting it. So I'm going to trim this down. A little piece of tape there. I'm just going to tuck that in. All right, so I'm going to cut it down to where the washi tape is. And keep this. You can use this little piece for sentiments and stuff. So just going to trim this down. This is probably fine the way it is. And I'm going to do the same thing on this one. Now this one I didn't cut very straight, so I have to be careful. There. Okay, so I need, how big is this? 3. If I cut it at 3.5, I'll be fine. So I'm going to cut my adhesive sheet at 3.5. And this one is a little narrower, so let's measure that. 3. I'm going to go for 3.25. Oops, 3.25. So if you haven't used this adhesive sheet previous, it can be a little intimidating. I know when I first started using it, it made me nervous, but you don't need to be nervous. All right, so I've got my washi tape on one side. I'm going to flip it over, and I've got my, where's my silicone mat? Is here. Whenever you're using things that are kind of adhesive, use your silicone mat because the adhesive doesn't stick to it, and it won't get all over your table. So there are 3 lines here. You can see that is where the paper will peel away. So I'm just going to lift it. Oops. And peel away. And then I'm only going to peel away the first part. And then that way this part's not sticky yet. And it's not going to get all over my everything. So I'm just going to lay this down in the middle here. And then peel away the next section. And then I'm going to peel away the third section. However, I'm not going to go all the way. I'm just going to, if I can lift it. There we go. Okay, I'm just going to lift it a little bit, and then I'm going to press down again the backing back to the adhesive sheet because I don't want this stickiness all over the place. So now I'm just going to trim away. And then here I have a really good little piece of sticky that I could use for a sentiment or, you know, anything small. So here I have my washi tape with adhesive on the back. So basically I've just made a sheet of stickers. So I'm going to do the same thing on this one. So let's go ahead. If you're just popping in, please say hi and let me know where you're coming from. Oops, what the heck did I do? There we go. Yeah, say hi, tell me where you're from. Did you guys get the storm yesterday? We were supposed to have like a freezing rainstorm and it bypassed us completely. But I was talking to one of my quilting customers this morning and they got the freezing rain, and she's like half an hour from here. And they got all the freezing rain and we got nothing. And there we go. I'm just going to lift that up. Bring it to the back. And then I can save that little piece on the end. There we go. So this is all garbage here. These are my backings. And then these two pieces are still good. I'm going to keep them in my little pile. And then you can see that I have this big piece that I cut off. That's why I measured the other one to so that I don't waste it, because, you know, if you're frugal, your stuff will go a lot further. All right, so here we have our two colorways. So you can see one is more purpley and one is more like pinky. It's showing up really funny colors on my screen. I hope it's not showing up funny for you, but so what I'm going to do is I've already got one in the strawberry slush. So I'm going to do this one in the more purpley tones. So I'm going to put this one aside and I'll use it later. And actually I need a second sheet of the purpley tones. So let me go ahead and make a second sheet of that. And it doesn't need to be adhesive, this second sheet, because I'm going to emboss it with an embossing folder and use it on the inside of the card. So I'm just going to cut in between the two colorways. I'm really glad I got 2 rolls of this, because I go in cycles. Like I'll forget all about the fact that I even have it. And then all of a sudden it's like, why aren't I using this? I was looking for something else and I came across the washi tape in the drawer and I was like, oh, I'm going to use that today. All right, so I have my little piece of the washi tape on cardstock. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to emboss it with this new embossing folder called Beautiful Patterns. I love this. Oh, hi, Betsy. Yeah, just 2 rolls so far. Now, it's in the annual catalog, so it's hopefully they'll carry it over. But so far, it's available till May. And right now, you know, now's the time to get it. So I'm going to go ahead and pop this into my embossing folder. And actually, no. Yes, I am. Sorry. So I need to cut one out of the die and I need to emboss one. So let me grab my machine. You can tell it's been a while since I've done a video because I'm scattered, totally scattered. All right, so when you're embossing, let me zoom out just a little bit here. Let me just zoom out a tiny bit. There we go. When you're using a 3D embossing folder, you're going to need your platform, which is your base plate, the big thick one. And then your platform number 2, or your plate number 4. So I'm just going to place this up, always with the hinge going in. So I'm just going to run that under here and run it through like this. So that's our embossed one. And I hope the camera picks it up, because wow, is it ever pretty. Oh, you can't really see it, but well, you kind of can. Isn't that pretty? Maybe put the overhead lights on, maybe that'll help. I turn off my overhead light sometime because it's so glary in here, but no, it didn't help at all. In fact, I think it's worse. But Betsy, tell me what you see. Anyway, trust me, it's embossed and it looks really pretty. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to cut out, so I don't need this anymore, my embossing folder. Let's put that over here. But I do need the die from, oh, here's that other piece. I was looking for that. The die from the Lovely Arrangements. So I'm going to use this die. Now, today's the first time I opened this, and one of my dies was missing. So this one here was missing from my brand new package. If that ever happens to you, contact, I just told my team too that if that does happen to you, when you get a new order, you really, really need to go through, it's very rare that things like that happen, but you need to call a support right away, customer support, and tell them, because if you leave it longer than 90 days, you're out of luck. Okay, so you want to make sure, you want to make sure that customer support knows right away that you're missing something. If you leave it, if it's longer than 90 days, tough. Just so you know. All right, so I'm grabbing my other washi tape. Now this one does not have adhesive on the back. You could, I guess, but this one does not. So I'm going to take that little die. I was going to run my silicone mat through. Yeah, that won't work. Okay, let's pop this on here. I'm just going to run that through like this. There, look at how pretty that is. Isn't that nice? Super cute. Do I need to cut anything else out right now? I don't think. Oh, you know what? Yes, I do. So I'm going to cut out my one with the backing on it. So this has the backing of the adhesive sheet on it. And I need the dies from the Extraordinary Flora. Can't even talk. Yeah, Extraordinary Flora. I'm going to pop this back on the magnet so I don't lose it. Now all these little guys here, little diamonds. Just grab my brush. There we go. This little brush is an add-on that you can purchase separate to put on your take your pick tool. So if you go into the tools and things, you'll see there's a couple different sets of add-ons that you can buy. This is awesome. Awesome, awesome. So got rid of all of those. Let me put that back on the magnet. Okay, so now for my washi, so let's put this aside. Don't want to lose that. Make sure I have the right one. Now, let's see. This is going to line up. Get that out of the way. This is going to line up like this. Now, the washi tape is really waxy, so you're going to find that regular like mint tape or things like that aren't going to hold it. So I'm just using, I just got this on Amazon. It is, what do they call this? It's almost like crepe paper, but it's tape. It's kind of a washi tape, I guess. And it's just like 1/4 inch wide, and it sticks really well. Now, if you're not, super careful, it will pull your paper, so you have to be careful. But I like it on the washi tape because the washi is waxy, and the regular Any of the regular tapes that I have don't stick on it. All right, so am I lined up? Pretty good. Let's run that through. Whoops. So I've got this, and I've got these. So let's go ahead and run that through. There we go. Okay. All right, so let's pop these guys out. There we go. That's so easy. I love this washi tape. I just think whoever thought of it is brilliant. Love it, love it. Put that back. Get rid of that. So these are all now little stickers. They have the adhesive sheet on the back. All right, so let's put this aside. I have a whole pile of them here. But I wanted to show you how easy it is to do it in case you found it a little bit intimidating working with the washi tape. And again, it's current. It's available right now. And yeah, it's cool. I love it. All right, so I have the one that's been embossed. I wish you could see that. Let me try these lights again. There, I just turned down the overhead lights. And I have my big lights there. I find the focus on this camera not the greatest. It drives me crazy. Anyway, I can sort of see it, but sorry about that, you guys. But it is really pretty. All right, so to make this card, you're going to need these 3 elements. So I've got all my flowers are ready. Your card base is 4 by 8. So for this one, I'm using just basic white thick. On this one, I used Secret Sea. And the flowers were Lovely Blossoms. I threw them on the floor. Lovely Blossoms that I used the designer paper for this one. But this one we're going to use all white. So I need my trimmer. So this is 4 by 8, and I'm going to score it at, where's my notes? 3 7/8 and 4 1/8. So 3 7/8. And make sure that when you're scoring, you're using the lighter color of the 2 blades. Trust me. Ask me how I know. So 3 7/8 and 4 1/8. So you've created like a little booklet like this. There. So you can see how we have a little, like a little book. Okay. And you need that actually for the bulk of what we're doing next. So that's your little booklet. So, also for the front, I have a piece of basic white that is 3, oh, I forgot, I should have embossed this while I had the machine here. 3 5/8 by 3 3/4, and I'm going to run that through that embossing folder again, but you don't need to see me do it. I'm just going to go do it. That'll be one second. Oh, I left my plate over here. All right. So hopefully, I don't know, maybe you can see it now without the washi tape on it. Nope, I tell you. There, kind of, right? I don't know. Anyway, this is what it looks like. It's really, really pretty. So that is going to go on the front of my little card. So let's open this up. And I'm going to place this on here. So it's 3 7/8 by, what did I say? Nope, 3 5/8 by 3 3/4. And I'm just going to glue this right to the front of my card. I may need to get another bottle of glue here. Yep, maybe. Let me grab my little one. Okay. So let's make sure I put this the right way. Is that the right way? It is. Beautiful. Okay. There, so we have our little booklet with the embossed front. And then I'm going to take my my designer piece, I guess, and put it right there. Now this one, do I want it this way? Nope, I want it this way because the leaves are going up. So I'm just going to put a dot of glue on every little dot because I want it to lay flat. And this is embossed. So let me go ahead and lay that down. I'm popping it right in the middle. There. Isn't that pretty? Beautiful. Beautiful. All right, so let's pop this on here. Now we're going to create our mechanism, our little sliding thing, our mechanism. So to do that, you need 4 pieces of designer series paper. That is 5 3/4 by 2 3/4. And what I'm using for this is, I threw it on the floor, is the wood textured 12 by 12 specialty paper. Now, with this stupid camera, you're not going to see the detail, but it looks like wood grain and it's just white. So you probably can't see any of the detail whatsoever. But actually, here, I have a thought. I had a thought. I have a little piece here, and I have a brush here with a bit of green ink on it, and I'm just going to show you. Maybe you can see the texture if I put ink on it. No, you can't. I am totally getting a new camera. I can't stand this. It drives me nuts. I don't know. Let me know if you can see it. I mean, I can see it, but so it has like a wood grain texture. And then I also have, so I have 4 of these, 2 3/4 by 5 3/4, and then I have 3 little pieces that are 1/2 inch by 4 inches. So these need to be scored. So let me grab my trimmer, and we're going to score each of these at on the long side at 2.5. Let's get my ink out of the way. 2.5 and 5 1/4. So 2.5. Betsy, I was looking at the pictures of your dinner the other night. Oh my gosh, they look so good. 2.5. 5 1/4. Last one, 2.5 by 5 1/4. Okay. So now we're going to create our mechanism. So I'm going to fold my little edges. Grab a bone folder here.
Motion detected at the front door.
Oh, sorry. That's my husband going out to check the mail, I think. So you can see here that it doesn't go, my fold does not go all the way to the edge. Here, like you have like almost a 1/4 of an inch gap, okay? That's what you want. So I'm going to fold all of these. My husband is on dinner duty tonight, so it'll be interesting to see what he makes. Last night, he made steaks and Alfredo, linguine Alfredo. It was absolutely spectacular. He's such a good cook. All right, so I'm going to take my glue, and I'm only going to put glue along this foldy side, right at the very, very, very edge. You don't want any glue seeping anywhere. So keep it, got my silicone mat, keep it right to the very edge. And very little, you don't need a lot. And I'm just gonna fold that over and hold it for a second. You don't want any seepage, because if any glue gets into the inside of this little pocket, your mechanism won't work. Ask me how I know. Yeah, I ended up, the first one I made.
Motion detected at the front door.
The first one I made, I had too much glue, and I had to pull it all apart, and it didn't work. So let's go ahead and do this. Now, when I did the one with the designer paper, I alternated, is that the right word? Alternated my designer series papers. So like I had different, so basically what I did was I just flipped. So this one is the inside of this one, and this one is the inside of this one. So, so you really only need, you need 4 pieces, but you can use 2 different designer series papers if you want to keep it simple, and just use the other side. If you're using something directional, you want to make sure you keep that in mind too when you're cutting it. You want your width to be like your horizontal, the long side to be with the design facing up. You don't want it the other way, like lengthwise, because it won't work. So yeah, so the one Verna made yesterday, was it yesterday or the day before, was cute as a bug. And oh my gosh, it was adorable. So if you want to check it out, she's a demonstrator in the United States. Her name is Verna Mullen. So check out her YouTube channel. Okay, so I have 4 of these, and I want my seam on my right-hand side. I guess it doesn't matter, but I want it on the right-hand side and obviously at the back. So what I'm going to do is I've got my little brush, and I have some old olive ink on it, and I'm not going to re-ink it. I'm just going to use what's on my brush, because I just want a little bit in the middle, just a little bit of color, just because, well, for a couple of reasons, honestly. The whites, all the whites are different. Our cardstock is a different white than this DSP, and so I'm just putting a little bit of color on there. I don't know if it's going to help or make a difference or whatever, but so I wanted to do that before we start making the mechanism. So now I'm going to take my 1/2 inch by 4 inch pieces. I'm going to take one of my little squares, and I'm just going to slide it like right in between. And I have, just over maybe 3/4 of an inch on each side. And I have it right at the edge. Now, when you're gluing this, again, ask me how I know. I'm going to put just a dot in the middle of, let me zoom in, see if that helps. Come on. Back off a bit. So you can see I have the glue right there. Does that help? Is that better? Just change the color. I got these lights for Christmas from my girlfriend who's a photographer. And I'm still learning them. And I haven't been doing, yeah, there you can see a little bit better. Maybe I'll keep them on cool instead of, I had them on like bright white. So that, I think that's a little bit better. So I'm taking the next one, but I'm going to flip it over and I've got my seam on the right hand side. So I'm going to slide that in here, but I want to be really careful that that I don't get glue anywhere that I don't want it. Here, let me fix this. So I just have one little dot of glue right in the middle there. And I'm going to slide this in and press down. Just going to hold it there for half a second. And then I'm going to flip this down like this. So now my seam is on the back. And then I'm going to put a dot of glue right in the middle. Because if it seeps anywhere, I don't want it to get into the mechanism. I just want it to stay on this little tab right here. So then I'm going to lift this up. How am I going to do this? Make sure I'm straight. Get back here. There we go. So I'm going to make sure I'm straight, and I'm just going to open up that little, I got glue on my pocket where I told you not to get glue. Hold on. Damn it all. Okay, hold on. Let me get this out of here. I got to get rid of my glue. Now, if you have a glue mishap like this, I suggest, first of all, get the glue out of there, and then take an embossing buddy with the little, the little powder embossing buddies. If you just pop that in there, it's going to unglue the glue. Okay, it'll take the stick out of the glue. There. All right. I'm going to try this again. So let's put this back where we had it. Oops, got it upside down. There we go. Okay, so I have my little paper there. So let's pop the glue back in there where it belongs. Now I'm going to flip this over so that my seam is on the right hand side at the back. It's now on the front because I'm going to flip it down so that it's on the back, right? So I'm going to slide this in here. And I'm going to flip it down. Can you see? And then I'm going to put a little bit of glue and then pop it into this little pocket. Ugh. Come on, baby. There we go. All right. Beautiful. Now, if this sticks out a little bit, you know what? It's not bothering me. But I did get my nail polish left a little thing there, so I'm going to erase it off with my sand eraser. There we go. Now, next. So see, this just slides like this. Cool, huh? All right, so come to mama. There we go. So I got another tab. And I'm going to take my next one. I'm going to flip it over so that my seam is on the front. We need a little bit of glue. And I'm going to slide that in there, being careful not to get glue anywhere but right in that corner. Okay, and I'm going to flip it down. So now you can see our seam at the back. One little dot of glue right there. In you go. There we go. Okay, and press that down. Make sure it slides. And then we have our last one. So I'm going to flip it over, put our little tab in there. One dot of glue. That was a big dot. I hope that isn't going to be a problem. Okay, in you go. Whoops. There we go. Okay, flip it down. A little bit of glue. And then into the pocket we go. Come on, in you go. There we go. Okay. So then these guys are all going to slide like this. Maybe. Come on, there we go. So there's our mechanism. Isn't that cute? Ta-da! All right. So now, why don't we decorate this little guy? So on this one, now I drew a little arrow there, and to be honest, I don't like it, so I'm not going to do it on this one. But on this one, I used the banner, what's it called? Banner greetings or something. Banner sayings. So I have a little trick for you. And here we go. In you go. Beauty. Okay. So what I did was, let's put all this stuff aside, is I have my positioner. Now any positioner will work, but I love this thing. Stick something else on top of that arrow. You know what? I might pop a flower on there because that's really, it's bugging me. So I've got my my positioner here. And the other day, well, yesterday when I was doing my, let me grab a piece of the paper. Now this when you get it free, when you join Stampin' Up, does not come with the grid paper, but you can buy the grid paper. And I love it. God, I love this thing. I have several, I probably have 5 or 6, I know, I like my gadgets. I probably have 5 or 6 positioners, but honestly, this is my favorite one. So this paper has little holes in it, and the little holes snap into these little posts. And that keeps them from moving around. And then it comes with these 2 magnets. There. So what I did was I just took a piece of cardstock and I used the Banner Sayings punch, which is current. And I just punched out the three little punches. So I'm going to set that up right here. It doesn't matter where. Oh, I broke it. You know what? I'll just punch another one here. All right, so let me just go ahead and punch another one. So we'll use this side. I guess it goes this way. Not that it matters, I don't think. So I'm just going to line that up. We're going to use this here. So let's pop our magnets in there. And then I've got my stamps in here, and we have You Are Loved, Consider Yourself Hugged. I'm going to do a birthday card. So I'm gonna use happy birthday, here's to you, cue the confetti, celebrate. We're gonna use some different ones. So now I stuck this in here and I'm kind of regretting that I did that, but whatever, it's all good. So let's see, what do I want? No, that says thanks, I don't want that one. This is why I'm thinking I shouldn't have stuck it in there. So, you know what? Don't stick them in there. What's this say? Nope, sending my love. Don't want that one. Cue the confetti. So I'm going to line that up in here. And it sticks to my nails. Let me grab an eraser. A pencil with an eraser, it won't stick to the eraser for some reason. Okay, there's cue the confetti. And then we have, what else do we have? Wishing you good things. This one. Nope. Consider yourself hugged. That's a good one. So that's a little longer one. We'll put that one in the big one. There. And then, where is that other one? I can't find it. Celebrate. Where's celebrate? Can't figure out what that one says. I don't think that's it. I should have put them back where I took them away from. Nope. Good grief. Celebrate. Here we are. All right. So I'm going to pop that one right there. So whoever said use an eraser because it doesn't stick to that is brilliant, because it sticks to my nails. Okay, so I'm going to pick it up with the plate. So when you pick it up with the plate, you just need to know that the, what do you call it? The logo has to be facing up. So I'm just going to pick up the stamps. Ink those stamps and stamp them first before adhering the clear sheet. Yeah, I did that. But I should have put the clear sheet on the other side, which I did not. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to ink it up, and I'm going to use, what will I use? I'm going to use Secret C. I love Secret C. Does everybody love Secret C? So I'm going to ink it up, but before I stamp it, I have a little piece of a window sheet here with some washi tape on it, and I'm just going to slide that under here. And I'm going to stamp it. Oh, I put my Consider Yourself Hugged upside down to see if they're straight, first of all, and if they are where I want them. So these two are fine. The Cue the Confetti is high and crooked. So let me get that out of there. Just going to give this a little quick clean. And I'm going to clean my stamps on here because I have to move the top one. Just dry those off. And I'm going to reposition my cue the confetti here because it was crooked and it was too high. So let's try that. Now I always use this every single time I stamp something. All right, let's try that again. I'm going to slide that under there. Ink it up. Cue the confetti. Much better. Much better. Okay, so let's get this out of here. Give it a quick clean. Now, I have a piece of basic white here, and I'm going to put a little sliver of adhesive sheet on it. So let's peel this off. Oopsie. And I'm just going to lay that right on there. And I'm going to pull that off. And I've just got it bent back. Oops, you can't even see what I'm doing here. Okay. So I'm going to just slide that over. And you notice I didn't pull the second little piece right off. I don't want to do that because I don't want to waste this adhesive sheet. So now I'm just going to trim away whatever isn't cardstock here. So then this piece of adhesive sheet is just fine for the next time. This is garbage. And now I have adhesive sheet on the back of my cardstock. So I'm going to get this unstuck first of all. Come on, sticking to me. Off you go. Oh my gosh. Okay, so now I'm just going to punch some banners. And I'm going to start right as close to the bottom as I can so I don't, oops, so I don't waste any. Just going to trim this off. And I'm going to cut out a few more. Oh my gosh. There. And I still have a bit, I have enough for maybe one more punch. So I'm going to do it this way so that I can see. Yeah, let's do the top two. No, I want to do it this way so that they're facing the right way. There we go. Okay. Alrighty, so these banners, well, most of them, now have adhesive sheet on the back, which is good because when you're doing your mechanism like that, if you have the little corner of your sentiment sticking up, it is not going to, it won't allow it to slide. All right, so I'm going to place my little cutouts into the template that I made. With, obviously, you want to have the adhesive side down, right? Okay, and I'm going to ink up my, I've got my plate is all set up here. I'm just going to ink it up. Flip it. And there we go. Consider yourself hugged. Cue the confetti, celebrate. And I'll do another set. Now this one only has adhesive on one side, but that's okay. I'm fine with that. Actually, I wonder if it's going to affect how I stamp. We'll see. This one's going to go, that one doesn't have adhesive on it. put this in here. Make sure the adhesive is on the right side, facing away from you. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to ink that up again. So, you know, some days when you're not motivated, if you just need something to do, this is a great thing to do. Get a bunch of sentiments ready to go so that when you're doing something, you have them already printed and punched out and you're off to the races. All right, so I want to, how am I going to do the birthday? Maybe I'll do a little birthday. So I'm going to take these off and I'm just going to pop a birthday one. So let's just pop these guys back on the sheet here. And I'm going to grab the happy birthday. I don't know why I keep grabbing the wrong ones. Jeez. Okay. Oh, here it is. Not happy birthday? It is. Okay. My eraser. Okay. So let's grab that guy. And I'm just going to pop this under here, make sure it's straight. Oh my goodness. It is straight. Perfect. Well, I don't know if it's straight. Let's try that again because everything went crazy. Okay, let's line that up. Try it again. I still have ink on there. See if it's straight. Yeah, good enough. So let's get that out of there. Let's pop this guy in here and ink it up. Very good. So there we have our happy birthday. This can go down here. Let's see. Okay. So let's embellish our little mechanism here. So we have our purpley ones. So that's a pink one. Let's see. I just want to make sure that the ones that we're using has the adhesive on the back. So let's do some placements here. So cue the confetti, celebrate. Consider yourself hugged. Actually, that one's kind of big. You know what? I'm going to cut off the end. That one can go here. And then happy birthday we'll put here. Okay, that looks okay. So let's see. Put that there. We can put this. It's a big one. Let's see, what do we have? That's a cute little daisy. Now, I don't want to get too crazy with bulk because then, you know, it won't slide, but I feel like this one needs something else, you know what I mean? Well, that looks all right. Consider yourself hugged. We can put that there. Cue the confetti. What do you think? Is that all right? All right, so let's peel away our backing. Of course, I grabbed the one that has, I'm going to grab one that has the full sticker on the back. Come on. There we go. Cue the confetti. These little daisies are so cute. We had, I forget, what do you call them? The daisies for our wedding. I can't believe that we were talking about it yesterday. Glenn and I, it's second marriage for both of us. We've been married, this year will be 16 years. Seems like yesterday. There. Boy, this makes it easy, doesn't it? Fast and simple. Consider yourself hugged. Voila. This one have backing on it? I don't think this one has. It doesn't, but you know what? It's on the top, so it doesn't matter. I'm just going to put glue if I can hang on to it long enough. So just a bit of glue there. Ah! Honestly, cheapers. I take all the glue. Okay. So I just need my glue eraser because I managed to. If you don't have one of these, I highly recommend it. You can get them almost anywhere. There. Isn't that cool? Ta-da! Love it. Oh, so cute. So cute. All right. So now what I need to do is I have one more embossed. I have the washi tape on there, but I ran it through the embossing folder. And oh, I wish you could see it. It's so pretty. But I need to trim this down to 3 and, what did I say? 3 5/8 by 3 3/4. So I have my trimmer. So 3 5/8. Oh, you know what? This is embossed. Why not keep it? It's pretty. You can use it for something. By 3 3/4. So let's see. I want this flower to be in there. So I'm going to trim it this way. And then this way, 3 3/4. Okay. So, where is my base is here. So now this is going to go in here like this, like that. I have to fill up my little bottle here. So I'm just going to center that right here. And then our little booklet, in you go, is going to go right here. Okay, and I'm just going to center that right in there. So I'm going to put a block on here. Where's my big block here? For a sec, just to hold it in place. Oh, I moved it. No, it's good. So this is going to sit on here for a minute, and we're going to do our front sentiment, our big happy birthday. And I chose to use the happy birthday from where is that? Or not happy birthday, sorry, hello friend, from the Lovely Arrangements. So let's grab that. So hello friend. And I have a piece of scrap here that I cut off when I was using the when I was trimming my original piece. And let's see, I guess I'll just use a block. I was going to use the other piece of the stamp or the positioner, but it's under all of this. I have no idea where it is. So I'm just going to use a block. And what color will I use? I'll use Secret C. No, I think I want to use Berry Burst. Let's grab Berry Burst. So I'm just going to test stamp that first on some scrap paper here. Always test stamp if you haven't. Whoops, good grief. There, that's fine. It looks good. All right, so let's line it up. Beautiful. So I'm going to leave my ink out for a minute because I want to just dip my edges. So what I'm going to do is move some of this out of the way, and I'm just going to trim this a little bit. Maybe I will get that out of there. Sure as heck. So what I want to do is there's like an opening in where the blades go, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to line the inside edge with the top of the stamping, and that will give me about 1/8 of an inch edge. Hopefully that's straight. Tell you in a minute. There. Okay, and I'm going to flip it around, do the same thing. That looks pretty good. Oh, it shifted, darn it. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to grab a Post-it note so that I have something to hang on to. There. Because the other side is straight, so let's do it this way. So I'm going to line, oh, that doesn't work if you can't see the printing, Lisa. Jeepers. Okay, so I'm going to line up the printing the edge of the stamp with the line, the opening of the trimmer there. There. That looks pretty good. But I managed to get a fingerprint. Let's stamp it again. Grab another scrap. Grab some more ink. So annoying. Beautiful. And I'm just going to trim it. I don't care if it's straight. Okay. All right, let's line that up. I do care if it's straight. There, good enough. Good enough. All right, so I'm just going to cut this on a little angle. And now, if you want the same angle on this side, just take your little piece that you cut off and line it up with the edge of your sentiment, and then just follow the line. There we go. Beautiful. All right, so I'm going to pop this up. Nope. What I'm going to do first is I'm going to take my little sentiment and I'm just going to dip it in my ink. Now be careful you don't get fingerprints while you're doing this, because then you have to start all over again. All right. So here we have, I'm just going to let it dry for half a second. So you can see that it's just got a little bit of an outline. It just makes it pop a tiny bit. And I have ink all over me, which is not a good thing. Just spray it with some water here. I have this great mister that I got at the beauty supply store, and it just gives you a really fine mist of water. I absolutely love it. All right, so I had a package of dimensionals on my desk a while ago. Heaven knows where they are now. So let me just grab some dimensionals here. So I'm just going to use actually the skeleton of my dimensionals on the back of my sentiment like that. And I'm just going to pop that on there. And you can see just having that little bit of dipped edge really makes it stand out, doesn't it? So there's our card. Now on the inside here, you have a couple of options. You could put another piece of white cardstock. I don't think you need to though. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to use some of this greenery. Let's have a look. Let's see if we can make it lay flat. Let's see. There, and then it just gives you some room to write. So why don't we just do that? So let's peel the backing off of here. Now you could put another embossed piece there if you wanted to, and write your message on the back, but I don't think you need to. I think this is fine. And I had another little, here it is. Nope, isn't that? Oh, my little green thing, where did it go? Here it is. Losing my marbles. I don't think this one has a sticker on. That's okay. I have glue. There. Just gonna lift up that flower a smidge. There we go. Beautiful. Isn't that pretty? What do you think? Isn't that fun? I don't know. I'm in love with this thing. I just think it's very, very cool. Now with this one, I rarely do like a square card. So with this one, I actually mounted it on a 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. No, four by 5 1/4 piece of cardstock, and I stamped the florals from the lovely arrangements. Let me zoom out a little bit here. So I stamped this flower and leaves onto the cardstock using, this is old olive paper, and I stamped it with old olive just to give it a bit of texture. And then I took one of the panels from the lovely, what's it called again? The lovely blossoms paper, and just glued it on the back just for interest's sake, because I just thought it was really pretty. And then on the inside, I just made a smaller little square of the white and said happy birthday on there. So this was the other one that I made. Isn't that pretty? Really cute. Yeah, I think mounting it was a good idea too, because then it'll just fit in a regular envelope. Now I keep hearing, I didn't know this because I don't send square cards, but I keep hearing in all the different chat things that I'm in that a square card costs more to post, like 2 stamps versus 1. And I actually didn't know that. I don't know if, is that a thing in Canada? I have no idea. But anyway, I kind of like it mounted too. And, you know, hopefully people will realize that you just pull it out to make it happen. I don't know. It was my husband's idea to put the little arrow on the other one, and I kind of regret doing that. So maybe I'll pop a little flower on there, because I don't like it. Maybe just see what the flower's going to look like. Oh, that'll look all right. Or maybe just a piece of greenery. No, I don't like that. I think the flower. Yeah. So that was a good idea, Betsy. Just pop another flower right on there. There. Cool, huh? Or yeah, you could put it on a big square card base as well. So those are my 3 cards. Aren't they great? I hope you've enjoyed this, and we'll give it a try. I found it really easy to make, and I hope you do too. I'm always looking for something just a little bit different, so that was really cool. So I'm gonna let you go. It's I can smell my husband's making dinner up there. So if you are considering becoming a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator and you live in Canada and you don't already have a demonstrator, I would love you to join my team, Critters'n Creativity. And I do have a join link. I'm not sure if it's below yet, but I will put it in there if it isn't. And this month, if you join the team this month, you will get one of these stamping positioners absolutely free added to your order. So you choose $165 worth of product. You only pay $135. Shipping and taxes are free, and you get this Stampin' Positioner, which is actually valued at, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, Betsy, I didn't look it up. I think it's $57. So that is a really good bonus. All right. Oh, and don't forget, if you have coupons from last month, you need to use them up by the 28th of February. And every order that you place over $25 earns 10% in rewards points. So it doesn't have to be a big order. It just has to be more, what, Betsy? More than 57? Not sure what you mean. Yeah, so if you have bonus points from last month, bonus coupons, check your email. Unfortunately, if you deleted the email, they're gone. They will not honor the coupons if you've lost them. But don't forget, at the bottom of your when you're checking out, there is a little box that you can just copy and paste those coupons right in there. And also, if you have reward points, you can use those as well. Oh, but not on your opening order if you're joining. But if you're placing an order, don't forget you need to use up your coupons. You can use up or save your reward points. Okay, clear as mud, right? Anyway, I hope you guys all have a great evening. Thank you for joining with me. Betsy, say hi to Jim for me, and we'll see you soon. Bye for now.